Take me out to the ball game.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago.
Welcome to Northrop on the Northside. I'm Chris Northrop for Baseball Banter Broadcast. Today I welcome Vanessa. And you know what, Vanessa? You and I talked ahead of time, and I'm going to say this, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you're the operations manager of Connect Roasters?
Yes.
Okay. Vanessa's the operations manager of Connect Roasters. This is a coffee company that's very near and dear to my heart and also the heart of, I'm sure, many Cub fans out there. It's not so well known out here on the East Coast. And so we're giving a little bit of a taste, pun intended, for tonight of Connect Roasters. This is a company whose product is like lifeblood to me. But it's also a company whose ethical choices inform their products, their marketing, and their support in their communities. So it's a really interesting company, and it's a company that I follow because it aligns well with the way I feel about things. So I really appreciate your time, Vanessa. Thanks for coming on board with me tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
On your website, Connect Roasters says, we use traceable, equitably sourced coffee as a vehicle to support communities abroad and close to home. Now, I thought maybe you could tell us a little bit about what you do for Connect, and then a little bit about the statement about Connect the company.
Yeah. So basically I run the day-to-day operations. So I set up our roasting schedules. I ship everything out that comes through our website. Just the basics. I've learned a lot about coffee since I've been working there. And as far as giving back, Connect currently, I wrote them all down so I didn't leave anybody out. We give back to First Tea, the Greater Chicago, the Greater Chicago Food Depository, Save the Children Foundation, and then Mission Alfaro, which is out of Guatemala.
Okay.
So those are just some of the things that we have our hands in currently.
Right.
But like we talked about the other day, we kind of flex with like what's going on. So that's where we're at.
Connect is responding to what's going on in the world.
Pretty much, yeah.
What it offers as a product, maybe?
Yeah, so our standard coffee pretty much stays the same.
Okay.
There are some that we flip-flop in and out. Right now we have a Gold Series that we started, which is very small batched coffee. And they're higher price points because of what they are. Yeah. So they're premium coffees that we handpick and sample in the roastery. And then these coffees are unique in flavor, the way they're picked, and the way that they're processed. So it's just something different than we normally offer on our website. Right. Yeah, and then they're one bag batch situations. So once they're gone, they're gone. So it's usually like maybe a month or two, and then that's it.
Right, and you can see me. I'm drinking coffee. It's almost like it's 7:30 at night. And this is not unusual. I'm not just drinking coffee for this podcast. I'm like a coffee addict. I love coffee so much. And I love that. I love your coffee. It's so good. Now, do you love coffee?
I do love coffee.
You do love
yes.
coffee.
My love for coffee has gotten worse since I've worked there. But I will say that I've learned a lot about coffee. And I went from being like a frou-frou-y coffee drinker to I drink black coffee now. And I think that that's just because I've learned a lot and the guys that I work with have taught me a lot. And so I've just learned to enjoy the coffee itself.
Exactly. I mean, it's the flavor of it.
Yeah.
If I'm in a restaurant, like I'll add cream to my coffee because I want to drink it quicker. But if I'm at home, I want to taste my coffee.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
Now you root for the Cubs.
I do now.
Tell us a little bit about your backstory there.
Okay. So per my father, I've been a Cubs fan since I was little. There is picture proof evidence. But like any girl, I found the things that I loved, and baseball just wasn't one of them. I was pretty girly girl. And so I kind of got away from baseball for a while. I met my husband in high school. He was a baseball player and a baseball fan. He was a fan of the White Sox. So we did start watching those games together. So there were several years where we would go to games and watch, but our kids' sports kind of took over our lives. And so there was a span of time where neither one of us really watched baseball.
Yeah.
But taking on this job and working for Ian and working hand in hand with the Cubs has brought me back to baseball, and obviously towards the Cubs, because I feel like it's important to know what's going on with them. And so I watch the Cubs now.
And not only that, but there's nothing wrong with being a two-team fan. I've said before, and my listeners know that I'm a two-team fan. I'm a Yankee fan and a Cub fan because I grew up in a Cub family. I grew up, sitting on my grandfather's knee while he listened to the Cubs on transistor radio at his ear, which is giving away my age because I'm sure the kids out there like, what's a transistor? But at any rate, but again, I got away from baseball and into really, I was always more of an NFL girl. But I met and married my husband, who is a rabid Yankee fan. And over the years, and I met him in 94. So I went through the championship years with him. And it would have been impossible to be a human being and not get excited about the World Series that I sat through.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I became a Yankee fan by marriage and also by inclination, and started, digging in and really studying and drinking a lot more coffee as I did that at night. So no, I'm just kidding. No, but you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm not drinking it currently, but I did bring our new mug just to show you on.
I love the new mug. That's fabulous. Yes. I'm going to have to get that because, as you know, I have the old mug.
Yes, but if I drink coffee right now, I would not go to bed.
Yeah, I don't go to bed. I don't sleep, so that it's irrelevant for me. Well, you mentioned the relationship between Connect Roasters and the Cubs. Now, tell us a little bit about that. How did the relationship with Cubs baseball come about, if you know, and if you can share that with us?
Yeah. So I'm going to relay it the best that I can. But Ian found us through our Instagram page in 2020. So they were on lockdown in Mesa, Arizona for spring training, from what I understand. And he reached out via direct message and basically just said, "Hey, I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work." So my boss said he kind of tried to play it cool. He answered him back and just asked if we could send him some product. And so we did. We shipped out some stuff to him, and he got back to us. He said that he loved the product and would like to see where that could go. So lead us to 2026, and he is part owner in the company, and he's very involved. So yeah, that's kind of the backstory.
That's fabulous. I listened to The Compound, and he talks about coffee all the time. I mean, he's always talking about pour over, I'm listening, and it makes me thirsty for a coffee when I listen to Ian. So I know he's a coffee hound, just like I am. And of course, he's one of my favorite Cub players at the moment. I mean, even before I decided to come and do my Cub podcast and sort of re-experience my being a Cub fan. Ian was always the player that I was keeping my eye on. He definitely is exciting. His podcast is hilarious. And so it's not surprising at all that he would find a company on Instagram and end up becoming part owner. That just seems so Ian to me. And obviously from just an outside fan, looking at it.
He's very down to earth and he is really funny. So it's funny when I talk to people like at CubsCon and they come up and they're like, he's so grumpy. He just looks so grumpy. And I'm like, I think that's just his game face.
I think that is just his game face because certainly on the compound, he doesn't come off grumpy, when he does the show. Now, how has Connect Roasters incorporated baseball into its products? I know you guys have some special offerings.
Yeah. So we built a home run club tailored to baseball fans. They get a letter every month from Ian. It usually pinpoints.
And I was like looking at it. I'm like, is this really from Ian? I'm reading it.
Yes. Yes, it is. He writes it out and sends it out to us, and then we have it printed so that we can ship it out to everybody. Yeah. So we have that part of it. And then Home Run Club members are the first line to anything that's coming out. So if there's a new coffee, a new product, signed merch, anything like that, they're going to get an email first before it goes live on the website. And the last part that's really cool that some people don't know about is the dinger dollars. So basically, anytime that Ian hits a home run, you get $1. And anytime any Cubs player at Wrigley hits a home run, you get $1. So hypothetically, if they score 20 home runs in June, then you're going to get an email that says, hey, you got $20 off with a little code in there. And you can go to the website and you can use it towards coffee, merch, anything that you would like. So that happens throughout the entire season and into playoffs. So it's a pretty cool perk.
It is a cool perk. It's just lucky that you didn't have it when Sammy Sosa was there, somebody like that, right?
Right?
It definitely is a fun perk. And it makes the fan even more excited, about the home runs.
Then we also have a couple products on there if you kind of dig into the website. We've got the Gold Glove coffee after our favorite Gold Glove player.
Yep.
We also have this cool little baseball scoop, and I did bring one so I could show it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And this is made by one of our Home Run Club members. So he's a local Chicago guy, and he makes those. So that's kind of how we've incorporated baseball. Huh?
I'm sorry, I was talking over you. I said that coffee scoop is so neat. I really love
it. It's very cool.
Handmade, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. The Ian Happ Makes Me Coffee was such a great ad campaign. I love that. That is so great. So when you went to CubsCon, what was that like?
Oh man, CubsCon is amazing. It's a really cool experience. It's awesome to watch all of the fans and the excitement, seeing some players come back. I mean, we have a really cool vantage point because we are on the main ballroom level. So we're not down in the basement with the rest of the vendors. So I think that we get a little bit of a different viewpoint. My experience has been really neat. Last year was my first year. And we were unloading on Friday morning. The family comes up the escalator behind me. Now, mind you, not a big Cubs fan, right? Don't follow the players. And so this guy comes around the corner, just makes a comment about how awesome the coffee smelled. And we struck up a conversation. We talked about a few of the coffees that we offered, just a little bit about coffee in general. And so after he walks away, I turn around and the girl that I'm working with was mouth open and was like, you know who that was, right? And I was like, nope, sure don't. She goes, that was Ryan Sandberg. I was like, I know that name.
Yeah.
So I did immediately get on the phone with my dad, and I had to tell him that I had that conversation.
Wow. I love
And he was so disappointed in me that I didn't get a picture. But I mean, in my defense, I didn't know who it was,
right.
and I just had a normal coffee conversation.
Which is
So
probably even cooler than getting a picture.
I think so, because it's a memory that I have.
Right.
And not many people can say that. And so that was cool.
Probably the reason you had such a nice conversation was because you didn't know who he was. You weren't a fan.
Right.
You didn't act like a fan. Oh, let me get a picture. You just
Right.
had a moment with another human being.
Yeah. So it was really cool because then I get there this year and we're unloading and this sweet little baby was getting pushed around in a stroller. And I'm a baby lover. And so I just said to the guy, "Can I just peek at your baby? I promise I won't touch her." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, yeah." Pulls the blanket back, shows me her and says, "This is Ryan. We named her after my dad." And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not happening.
It took your breath away.
It did. It absolutely did. And it felt like such a weird, like, kismet moment, like how this happened last year,
Right.
And so we shared the story, and he shared some information about his dad and just told me that he was really appreciative for me to share that with him, and that it was really cool to hear, stories like that about his dad.
Right.
And he stopped by with his whole family multiple times throughout the weekend and just said hello and asked how things were going. So my experience with CubsCon has been cool in a genuine way, you know? So,
and
yeah.
as I was scrolling during CubsCon through X, I saw Jameson Tyone make a comment. Where's Connect Roasters?
So it's funny that you bring him up because I got to meet him at CubsCon.
Okay. Did he come?
He was looking for us and our coffee, and he sent up his security guy. And the girls that I was working with didn't realize, and they kind of sent him away, and they were like, "We don't have coffee because we aren't allowed to sell our coffee at CubsCon."
Right.
Other than the bagged coffee. But I immediately was like, wait a second. So I chased him down and I said, "Are you JMO's security guy?" And he paused for a second and was like, "Yes." And I said, "Come back with me. I have coffee for you." So we had given out samples on Saturday morning, and we did set aside coffee for a couple of the guys. And so I made a cup and I gave it to him. And jokingly, I was just like, "Hey, tell him I want to meet him." And he goes, "Well, do you have a couple minutes?" And so I looked at the girl that I was working with, and she's like, "Go." So I hand-delivered his cup of coffee to him. And so I got to meet him, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You don't know how much I needed this." He was a super nice guy, but I was very blown away about how tall he was. So,
okay.
yeah. But we also had Ben Zobrist stop by, and he picked up a cup of coffee. So I got to meet him this year.
Right. Mr. Super Utility Guy. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's been cool.
Oh, wow. I'm just starstruck by your experiences. How can I get a job there? I mean, my God. It just sounds like an amazing way of connecting, not only with the community, but with the Cubs, what a great experience all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any upcoming baseball related products or promotions that you can share with us?
So we will have an event with Ian in the spring.
Okay.
We don't have a date locked in yet. We're waiting on him to get back to us with a couple things that are open, for him. Obviously we have to fit that stuff in around their baseball schedule.
Right.
So we will do one with him in the spring, and then there'll be another one more towards the fall. We will have some products that are going to pop on the website probably in the next week. It was things that we debuted at CubsCon. We wanted to keep it exclusive for them first. But we did have some that we were able to bring home. So we'll put those on the website available to basically first come, first serve. I don't know that we'll restock them.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much the only thing that's in the works right now.
Yeah. Now, during the baseball season, do you have any promotions that you do with the Cubs? Like, do you do a bobblehead? Do you guys do a cup at the stadium or anything like that you do?
No, I mean, we haven't.
No.
We just do like the meet and greets and stuff like that, like
Okay.
with Ian.
Right.
But as far as like the Cubs in general, they do have our coffee. So they keep our coffee in the front office right there on Gallagher Way. And then they also keep our coffee down in the clubhouse for the guys. So
Oh, okay.
our cold brew is on tap for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, those are some lucky guys.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine a better combination than baseball and coffee. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on today and
Yeah.
telling us about your experience with Connect Roasters, with Ian, with coffee in general, and with baseball. Your
Yeah, for
story
sure.
is so compelling. I'm so interested in what you were saying about meeting Ryan Sandberg, because he's my favorite player of all time. And so that's just like a dream come true, being able to just have a normal conversation.
Yeah.
I love that. That's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining me today, and
Yeah.
good luck with your promotions and with Connect Roasters. Say hi to Ian from Baseball Banter Broadcast.
Okay.
And good luck to the Cubs this year.
Yes, go Cubs.
All right, go Cubs. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.